wrestling. And on this week's edition, you'll see in action, straight from the Wild Side Ranch, the James Boys, Dallas and Austin. Also to join us, gentleman Johnny Walker. A little later, we'll see El Diablo going up against Sergeant Nelson. The return of everyone's favorite Cousin Bubba. Diceman Ronnie Vegas to join us this week on the PWI. And in our feature event, it's the man from Uganda, Kamala Jr., up against Diamond Dan. We'll get it all started after you see this.
There he is, fans. The menace making his way into the PWI, the Madman, Pondo. Teaming up today with Top Rope Troy and being escorted to the ring by Lady Vendetta. As you can see, the escort in there by Lady Vendetta with Madman Pondo and Top Rope Troy. Well, today, a little change here, and I'll introduce my co-host for this first match in just a moment.
Their opponent, at a combined weight of 521, from just outside El Paso, Texas, from the Wild Side Ranch, Austin and Dallas James, the James Boys.
And as you have heard, Dallas is not next to me. He's right in front of you with his brother, Austin. Next to me for this first match is none other than Diamond Dan.
Dave, I'm glad to be here. You know, maybe once to be able to get a word in edgewise. Dallas, you know, Dallas likes to talk, but he does a lot of his talking in the ring, and we're going to see that here in just a moment.
Well, we're about to see a good one here. The James Boys in there against one Madman Pondo. What's your, check him out. He's wanting to share with the fans at ringside here, Diamond.
Well, this Pondo, I mean, he's a devious character. You know, I've seen him, you know, around different places in the world, and he's always got Lady Vendetta with him. And a lot of times Lady Vendetta gets involved in the match. I mean, time will tell today whether she gets involved or not. I understand she might even get in the ring herself and wrestle, but time will tell on that also.
You're right, Dan. She's no dainty little ingenue there. That Vendetta, I've seen her get involved more than once, outside and at times even inside the ring. But today, Top Rope Troy is going to tag up with the Madman Pondo against the PWI's the James Boys.
Now, Top Rope Troy, he is a high flyer here in the PWI, and why he's with Pondo, I really don't understand this. I've seen him in singles matches. I don't know if he's just trying to bring himself up. He's not one of the biggest wrestlers in PWI, but like I say, you know, he gets on that top rope as his name is, and he flies off there. Maybe just trying to get in a little tag team action here and see what he can do.
Well, Dan, right there you see him, the James Boys getting warmed up here, ready to go. Could they be the next PWI Tag Team Champions? Again, with that vacant title out there, which team is going to take the belts?
Anything's possible, you know. Quicksilver, if he was back in action, I know him and I'd be, you know, top contenders for the title. Right now, I'm happy in the singles action. But Dallas and Austin, they got to be right up there, you know, going for the tag team titles, and we'll see what happens.
Well, right now we see Madman Pondo in there against Dallas James. James brings Pondo over into the corner. Clean break there, and immediately Pondo's complaining to referee Johnnie Lee.
You know this referee Johnnie Lee. You know, when he was a wrestler, I despised him. I don't know what has changed with this man, but he is one of the best referees that I have seen in a long, long time.
Talk about law and order. If the LA police would run their city like Johnnie Lee does the ring, things would be a lot quieter and calmer out there in LA.
I do believe so.
All right, now, referees hold two combatants there into the ring, and Pondo brings Dallas over in the corner. Will we see a clean break as we saw from Dallas James? No.
A slap to the face.
A cheap slap.
I don't think Dallas is going to take that from him.
Johnnie Lee warning Pondo about that. Pondo really happy with himself. Really enjoying it.
He's just dancing in the ring. He's got the biggest smirk on his face.
The Madman As you can see, skull and crossbones on the back here. And hammers away at Dallas James. Takes him down. Down on all fours. Now on the mat. Pondo pounding away at Dallas James. Early part of this match going to Madman Pondo as he takes it to Dallas James. Now, camel clutch here, raking back on Dallas James.
Look at Austin. Austin's just studying this. I mean, he's staying out of the ring, doing what he's supposed to do, but he needs to be cheering Dallas on, trying to get this guy up and going and turn this match around.
Well, Dallas may need to be seeing a plastic surgeon the way Madman was ripping away at his face there. Now, and across, he's talking to the referee, going for a quick cover. No chance on something like that with Dallas James.
Too early in the match.
Pondo sets Dallas up off the ropes. Oh, vicious clothesline takes James down. Dallas catching the early brunt of the Madman Pondo here. The fire in the eyes of this man. Austin James in there. Getting a quick break here as Johnny Lee goes back to the corner to warn him back. Dallas ducks under here. Now he comes back with a flying clothesline. Takes Pondo down to the mat. Well, Diamond Dan, it looks like Dallas is recouped here and coming back. Takes him over. Knee lift into the stomach.
He has a little bit. I still think he needs to tag out. Here he goes tagging out. I think he needs to get outside and get refreshed and let Austin in. Do some.
The brother set him up. Double clothesline. Rips the throat as Pondo goes down. And Austin James ripping the forehead with the boot there. Going for a quick cover. Hooked the leg. Unable to keep Pondo down. Well, the James boys back here in action with PWI, and Diamond Dan sitting with me at ringside today in this first match as Dallas James takes to the ring. You're seeing Madman Pondo team up with Top Rope Troy, and as Diamond Dan was talking about, kind of a surprise choice here. Troy not usually going with these type of tactics, but Austin James takes him back, puts him down quickly.
They got a kick out there. Top Rope, too fresh in the match. He's not going to get a pin this quick. Austin James going with the fist. I don't understand it. I mean, first he wants to wrestle, and then he wants to brawl. I just don't understand his tactics too much.
Well, the trade in there as the James boys work the corner, working pretty well as a team there, pounding away at the midsection of the smaller wrestler. Dallas sets him up, vicious elbow into the chest of Top Rope Troy, catching him a little bit in the throat there, I believe, Dan. Takes him now, catching the win. Oh!
Vicious neck breaker. This could be it.
Great snap there by Dallas James. Not going for the cover there. Hooks up, but Troy is not ready. Troy is not ready. And Dallas setting him up again. Think Troy needs to work his way back over. Ducks under. Oh, beautifully displayed. Perfect landed drop kick there on the chest of Dallas James. Catching him off guard off the ropes there. And Troy now working the laces across the eyes of Dallas James. Definitely not the Top Rope Troy we've seen in the past.
I think he's been, talking a little bit with Pondo here, trying to toughen him up so he can, advance here in PWI. But I don't know if this is the right way to go for Top Rope Troy.
Ooh, working the legs of the big man. Definitely understands what he needs to do to take a man of the bigger size down to his.
That's what he needs to do. I mean, with the big size difference, he needs to get Dallas down on the mat and work him from there, because there's no way that he's going to be able to take him one-on-one standing up.
Well, there you saw Troy and Pondo working like they've been working for some time there. Johnny Lee checking with Dallas there as Pondo continues to work on that leg. Dallas definitely feeling the brunt of this, and Pondo calls the attention of Johnny Lee, who rightfully works him back over. But there again, Dan, you're seeing it.
Tag. There was no tag.
No
Referee
tag.
Johnny Lee needs to turn around and keep his eyes on the match, and not Austin in the corner.
Dan, a great action in the ring right now, but we got a lot of great wrestlers to be seen later on today, not excluding yourself. in some matches later on, but we're going to see the likes of Sergeant Nelson, the pride of Tucson, Gentleman Johnnie Walker, the Diceman Ronnie Vegas, and the ever-popular Cousin Bubba.
A lot of hot action today. Looks like it, I don't know if he gave him a thumb to the throat or if he was trying to throw a punch in the face, but I think it caught him more in the throat than anything else.
Well, as Top Rope continues to work on the leg of Dallas James. Top Rope looking pretty impressive, even though this change of style is kind of caught us by surprise here. Looking pretty impressive. Working on Dallas James there, holding him down. The man is definitely going to work on one of the big names here in the PWI, showing that he is a contender. And
here he goes to the top rope. We'll see what happens.
Here he comes there. Whoa, Dallas James catching him. Snaps him off that top rope, showing the strength the big man does possess.
And rolls him up.
Oh, there we get a 3 count there. Dallas James with the fall on Top Rope Troy and Madman Pondo.
Like I think
Dallas
proves,
and Austin's James, the James Boys.
You know, Pondo backed off. I mean, Top Rope Troy's left in there with the both of them, and he just out for himself and Lady Vendetta.
Well, Diamond Dan, let's take a look at this replay on action here with the James Boys. A lot of great action there. We actually saw Top Rope Troy really present himself as a caliber wrestler.
He is. I think he's just hanging around with the wrong crowd. We'll have to see what happens in the upcoming weeks.
And there's your winners, the James Boys. Stay tuned for more championship wrestling.
Introducing from Berlin, Germany, at a weight of 409 pounds, von Blitzcreig.
Here he is, the 400-pound German, the big man from Europe, making his way to the squared circle here. Diamond Dan, one of the big men here, has shown some power.
You know, this Blitzcreig, he's improved over the past few weeks, but like you say, he is a huge, huge man to go up against. But, you know, I think here we're going to see who's coming up next. I think it's going to be a tough battle for Blitzcreig.
And his opponent, the pride of Tucson, Arizona, at a weight of 228 pounds, gentleman Johnnie Walker.
Gentleman Johnnie, making his way out to face the big man, the Blitzcreig. A popular man, Johnnie Walker, regaining the favorite of the PWI fans here, Diamond Dan.
Yeah, I think he's learned. I think, you know, you get in with the wrong crowd sometimes, trying to just improve yourself, trying to make yourself better in any organization. And, you know, you want to get to the top and you want to win a title, and sometimes you'll do whatever it takes, even hang out with, you know, whomever you think might make it for you. But I think he's finally realized that he's better off where he's at, on his own, trying to go up a title and do it the way he knows best, by wrestling.
Well, Diamond Dan, the lust for the gold has changed the outlook of many wrestlers here in the PWI, and I think he just got bit by the gold bug and wanted his chance at it. But there he is against the big man, a powerful man, Blitzcreig, the man from Germany, 410 pounds.
That may even be closer to the 500 mark. I don't know. I've been in the ring with him, and he might be skipping a little bit on that weight.
Well, there again, showing the power that he possesses, pushing Johnnie Walker back to the ropes there. Johnnie sizing him up, getting ready, coming off there, showing that Blitzcreig can stand the power, the test of strength and fortitude there as that mighty German fortress stands there on the line. And again, Walker trying to go at him with his shoulder blocks, just bouncing off the big man. And the drop kick now finally takes the toll on the big man now. Walker backing off. Walker sets him up, takes him off the rope there. And again, takes the elbow to the chest of...
Well, that ring must have moved 6 inches to the right.
Referee Greg Lake going over there putting the hand down on the mat there, though. Walker not able to keep him down. Lake moves in there to make sure Johnnie has the proper hold, not on the throat of Blitzcreig there.
You know, Johnny's doing right here. He's wearing him down. You know, he's grabbing him around the head, wearing him down so he can get to that pin. Because he knows, like I say, Blitzcreig, you know, 400 plus pounds, you get him up. You've seen what he did with the shoulder block. It did nothing. He needs to keep him down the mat and wear him out and take the pin from there.
And there, Blitzcreig kicks out there. Walker having kind of a tough time getting around the leg there to get that leg hooked. Was not in a proper position to get a proper hook on Blitzcreig. Walker, as you're saying, trying to slow the big guy down, keeping him off his feet. From the moment when he landed that perfect drop kick there on the chest of Blitzcreig and caught him off guard. Johnnie has been working him around, keeping him down on the mat, not letting him stay up for too long at any one time. Again, getting ready to set him up off the ropes here with something.
What's Kamala doing out here?
Kamala Jr. now has made his way out here to ringside. Ringside just teeming with activity here from different wrestlers from the dressing room. Kamala Jr. now out here. Who is he stalking? The man that kind of hard to say because the man does not speak English. Hard to understand in any format.
You know, he usually has, his manager, Damian Anderson. I don't know if he sent him out here or what. But, later on the show, I'm supposed to have a match with Kamala. I don't understand what he's doing out here trying to distract this match here. I don't know if Damian's trying to take Blitzcreig under his wing or exactly what's going on. But, Kamala's out here in his own, and that's a dangerous position for gentleman Johnnie Walker to be in.
Well, the man definitely is incommunicado, and hopefully he doesn't pick up where we're sitting at, Diamond Dan, because, and he comes across there. Walker ducks below it there, and he takes it to Kamala. Now he's hooking up. He's hooked that leg, and he's got the 3 count. Greg Lake has counted him out there.
And the winner, gentlemen, Johnnie Walker.
Again, Kamala attacking on gentleman Johnnie Walker. Hey, Diane, stay back here now. You got him here.
I'm gonna have to help him now.
As Johnnie Walker chases Kamala back outside. Now we're taking a look at the action that has transpired here. There you see the change in the tables here, the turn of the tables. And there you see Kamala trying to interfere there, but Johnnie Walker moves underneath there, saves the match for himself as Kamala limbs the blow to Blitzcreig. And now, as you see again, your winner, gentleman, Johnnie Walker. Fans, we're going to hear from PWI Live and come back and see El Diablo.
This is PWI Live and PWI Championship Wrestling returning to the International Arena, 1056 East Vermont Street on Friday night, October the 13th at 7:30 p.m. It's a TV taping and scheduled to appear Bobo Brazil Jr., PWI Heavyweight Champion, the Bad Breed Ian Rotten, the Diceman Ronnie Vegas, plus many more, and the debut here in the PWI of Tracy Smothers. Remember, all tickets priced at $5, under 6 admitted free, and the doors will open up at 6:30 p.m. when PWI Championship Wrestling returns to the International Arena, downtown Indianapolis, 1056 East Vermont Street on Friday night, October the 13th at 7:30 p.m. Fans, take a look at these other upcoming dates for PWI Championship Wrestling. On Sunday, October the 29th at 4 p.m., again at the International Arena. On Saturday night, November the 4th, 7:00 p.m. start at the St. Malachi No Center in Brownsburg, Indiana. And on Saturday night, November the 11th at 7 p.m., back in the International Arena for PWI Championship Wrestling.
Introducing you to the ring at this time from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 236 pounds, accompanied by his manager, Damian Anderson, El Diablo!
Well, here he is, fans, being escorted out by the Damian Anderson, one, El Diablo, the mysterious one from Mexico City, Mexico. Diamond Dan, I know you've faced this man several times in your career, and we'll ask for you to give us a little insight here as soon as we hear who he's going to face.
And his opponent.
Most of the matches end up him trying to throw the fire at me and almost burn me on a number of occasions. And I'm glad, you know, that Sergeant Nelson's getting in here, and he's going to have a chance to go up somebody against a tough opponent like El Diablo. He's fairly new to the PWI, and I think something like this will help season him a little bit. It may not be something he wants. He just has to watch out for that fire so he doesn't get burned himself.
Well, definitely the PWI has tried to get to El Diablo and get this fire maker, whatever he does, to create this ball of fire in the matches, but has yet to be successful in wresting this away from him. So, as we see the drill sergeant, Sergeant Nelson, make his way.
You know, Damian Anderson's the one that you have to watch. I mean, you know, you're trying to see where this fire is coming from. Damian Anderson's always around, and just keep your eye on him, and I think you'll learn to see what happens with this fire.
Sergeant Nelson handing his fatigues out there to Kim at ringside, and we're about ready to get underway with some exciting PWI action.
Well, you know, Sergeant Nelson out here, I think he's trying to check, see what he has in his fatigues there to make sure that he's set. But I think he's also trying to stall for a little bit of time here because he may not be too sure what's going to happen when he gets in there with somebody like El Diablo.
El Diablo oftentimes making a quick attack on the opponents, and Sergeant Nelson has not turned his head, making that mistake that so many do against this man. And always being wary of Damian Anderson on the outside as the boot comes up to the midsection, catching Sergeant Nelson off guard immediately. El Diablo going to town on Sergeant Nelson, beating him as he holds him down there now, ripping away at the mouth of Sergeant Nelson. And referee Greg Lake calling for the break there, telling him to stay off the mouth. And that thumb up into the throat of Sergeant Nelson. El Diablo all over him here in the beginning, Diamond Dan.
El Diablo's not giving him a chance to breathe, and you know, he knows that Sergeant Nelson's trying to make a name for himself. He's not going to let it happen. You know, he's a seasoned veteran, and you know, he knows that if he starts this match and takes over, Sergeant Nelson won't have a chance, you know, to even get it going in this match.
El Diablo continuing to kick away at Sergeant Nelson, Dan. He's staying on top of him, not letting up one bit. Now he takes him to the outside. Wow, catching himself on that hard concrete floor here in the International Arena. Sergeant Nelson taking a vicious beating, and out there comes El Diablo off the ropes, down on the side there as Diablo continues to take him now in on the ring apron. El Diablo brings him back into the center. Now Sergeant Nelson making his way back to his feet. Again, El Diablo lands a big one across the forehead of Sergeant Nelson.
And he really thinks he's done something there. Look at him.
Well, he shouldn't. He should have been on top of him. He let up, and right there, Sergeant Nelson turning the tables on him. Whips him across there. Catches one in the midsection. Nelson just not turning to the side there quick enough, and El Diablo brings the knee up into the stomach of Sergeant Nelson, rakes the eyes there with the boot. El Diablo been all over Sergeant Nelson on the early start of this.
Quick suplex.
Man, that was fast. Well delivered. Excellent slam air by El Diablo as he takes Sergeant Nelson. Now continues to work at him.
Still ripping at his face.
Complaining there. Yes, I believe he was in the eyes there. According to the monitor shot I had here, it looked like he was raking the eyes, ripping into the eyes of Sergeant Nelson. Now referee Greg Lake breaking them out of the corner there again, putting the count on Sergeant Nelson. Now then, look, Damian Anderson in there. Damian Anderson knocks him across the forehead there, or the back of the head with an object there, taking him down. Damian Anderson again interfering in the match as El Diablo now sets Sergeant Nelson up off the ropes, takes him down.
Gives him a chop to the throat. They're still working on his throat, putting all his weight on his throat, bearing down on it.
Using the leverage off the rope, top and bottom rope there as he's choking, stepping on the throat of Sergeant Nelson.
Referee Greg Lake trying to break it up there, but I'm not sure if El Diablo even understands what he's saying.
El Diablo has been all over Sergeant Nelson. Sergeant only getting in maybe one good volley in this whole match to this point, Diamond Dan. El Diablo, and there's Damian Anderson again on the outside. Intervening in the match.
El Diablo knows enough to pull the referee away so Damian Anderson get his licks in.
Damian Anderson really coming into his own here in the PWI, getting so many of the wrestlers in his stable. Oh, El Diablo takes him back. Dan, I don't think I've seen El Diablo any better with technique than this match before.
It looks to me like the sergeant was trying to go for a DDT, but I don't think El Diablo is going to let him go with that.
Oh, now, and he's hit Sergeant Nelson into Greg Lake there. The referee is down, slamming Sergeant Nelson into the referee. Nelson setting him up. Oh, and
it's his own manager hit me with the chain.
Oh, Damian Anderson hitting the wrong man, and the referee calling it out. 3 count there. Referee got in the 3 count.
Sergeant
Damian Anderson had a chain wrapped around his fist. He was trying to go for Sergeant Nelson. Sergeant Nelson reversing it and hitting El Diablo.
Take a look at the replay as we're going to see it. El Diablo all over Sergeant Nelson for most of this match, really gaining control, maintaining control there. Damian Anderson in the way several times, keeping El Diablo on top.
You know, I don't think the referee has to check the wrestlers as much as he has to check Damian Anderson when he comes out.
But here you see Damian Anderson setting his own man up and hitting the wrong man with the chain. And there you see the victory again. Your winner, Sergeant Nelson. Dan, let's go to PWI Live, and thanks for coming in with me today in the early part of this championship wrestling show.
Mr. TJ Powers. We have a little, what do you so-called, match coming up here. It's for the TV title, Mr. Powers. You know one thing, you were my tag partner one time. But you know what? The Diceman carried us all the time. But this time, it's you and me, brother, in the ring alone. And you know what's going to happen? The money is always in the Dice's boots. And it's going to be the gold around the Dice's waist.
Diceman, it's me and you next week for the TV title. As far as I'm concerned, I am the TV champion. But as far as PWI is concerned, there's no champion. So it's me and you, brother. You see, you jumped me once, that's fine. I can live with that. But I'm master of the jumping. So you better come prepared because I'm coming full bore. I'm not going to sit out here and yell and scream. But I'm coming for you, Diceman. I will get revenge on what you've done to me. So beware, the superstar's coming. And he's coming for you, Diceman. And I'm coming full steam ahead. Oh my, this is PWI Live, and PWI Championship Wrestling returns to the International Arena on Friday night, October the 13th at 7:30 at 1056 East Vermont. It'll be rocking and rolling when superstar TJ Powers is in attendance. Also, Diceman Ronnie Vegas, Bubba Brazil Jr., Ian Rotten, and the debut here in the PWI of one Tracy Smothers. Remember, all tickets are priced at the very low $5, under 6 admitted free, and the doors open up at 6:30 p.m. when PWI Championship Wrestling returns to the International Arena on Friday night, October the 13th at 7:30 p.m.
You took some major beatings there.
I couldn't get going. I don't know. Me and Austin just didn't hit on all the cylinders for once. But we won.
Looked like a few other things weren't just quite clicking the way the old James boys usually have at it in the middle of the squared circle.
Jet lag.
Well, no lag there as we saw Cousin Bubba slamming the Diceman back into the corner, and immediately Ronnie is complaining to Johnny Lee that Bubba was pulling his hair.
Pulling his hair?
Well, we've got over 600 pounds of power in there, Dallas. And
how much does Dice weigh? Oh, I'm sorry. You know, Bubba and I actually get along anymore.
That's good to hear.
He's a little leery of me, but I can't say that I blame him. But I told everybody that I was going straight and narrow, and that's what I meant. I haven't changed. I just going to keep my word.
There you saw the power of one Cousin Bubba taking Ronnie Vegas over with one arm there, the big man.
You know, Dice has got to be trouble. Got to be careful because he's got to stay healthy. Next week he's in there against TJ for the television title. Can you believe it? We're going to finally crown a champion.
Finally, it is coming. The end of the TV tournament.
Now, what happens if Bubba squashes Diceman? Does that mean we see Bubba go up against TJ?
Well, I'm not quite sure what the PWI officials would decide on this, but that's a good point. And that's a factor with any wrestler who's signed matches, upcoming matches in the arenas. They still have to go out day after day, meeting the agendas that are set before them, and if they can't make the curtain call, Dallas, well, someone else is ready to step in and take their place.
We've had a lot of substitutions during this tournament. Eric Freedom gets hurt, Quicksilver steps in, Quicksilver makes the finals, Heartthrob takes him out. Wait a minute, give me that notebook over, I can't keep up.
Well, there, right now, little dental flossing going on by Diceman as Cousin Bubba shows him where his fingers should not go.
They smell like chicken.
I mean, everybody's mother always teaches their boys where not to stick their fingers, and Cousin Bubba just reiterated. Uh-oh. Diceman comes across here. He's got a belt or something. He's got his belt in there on the throat of Cousin Bubba, wrapping that around. Johnny Lee trying to get it from around the neck of Cousin Bubba. Backs him off there. Now the Diceman and Johnny Lee having at it.
Disqualified.
Johnny Lee trying to keep him back as Diceman continues to pummel that forehead of Cousin Bubba. Johnny Lee finally gets it away, but the Diceman still choking away at the throat of Cousin Bubba. Backing away for just a moment, relentlessly pounding away at Cousin Bubba. Again, Johnny Lee in there trying to break him apart. Cousin Bubba wrapped around the ropes there. Seems to be totally winded by what the Diceman has done to him. Diceman continues to work at the throat of Cousin Bubba.
Look who's out at ringside.
Well, there he is. Yes, sir. And now the superstar emerges here at ringside, and he has picked up that belt that the Diceman had around the throat of Cousin Bubba.
Bubba's been gone. He has no idea the, should I say, new attitude of TJ Powers.
I'm sure he's more concerned about TJ than he ought to be, because the Diceman is the one that ought to be really concerned with superstar on the outside.
Exactly, but if Bubba sees him, he's going to think that maybe both of them's in there to gang up on him. He has no idea what has transpired between these two.
Right now, Diceman seems to be more interested with TJ Powers on the outside.
Where's Bubba going?
And the Diceman now stepped outside the ring.
The monitor doesn't show it, but Bubba's climbed up on the top rope.
Mercy.
That looks like a crow sitting up there.
As Cousin Bubba sits on his perch there, the Diceman, oh no! Talk about a 400-pound megaton bomb coming in there. Cousin Bubba with a flying body press.
And the winner,
you know who helped him was
Cousin Bubba!
TJ Powers really enjoying the outcome of this match.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about one confused man.
These two have had a major feud throughout the years, and Bubba's not going to shake his hand.
Bubba questioning everything about TJ Powers here.
Well, I don't never believed it.
Fans shocking in, and White, a finish to the match between Cousin Bubba and the Diceman. Can't believe what hit him. Did anybody get the number of that hay wagon that just came by?
Diceman can't believe it. We look at it here on the replay. Back and forth match. Diceman then going nuts. What's new about that? Taking off that weight belt. Johnny Lee should have disqualified him. And then TJ coming out and getting his attention. And,
hey, Powers, I got one thing to tell you.
Your winner once again.
You're mine tonight, remember?
Cousin Bubba.
Everything's on the line for you tonight out here.
Talks to us,
we're the main event.
Well, fans, you saw a great one here.
I'm ready for you big time.
Introducing from Uganda, Africa, at a weight of 269 pounds, Kamala Jr., along with his manager, Damian Anderson.
Fans were ready for that feature match. There you see him entering through there.
Oh!
Mercy!
Oh!
Halloween's coming a little early, Dallas. Kim has let in
Well, now, wait a
the
minute.
trick-or-treater of the year,
Leave it on.
Kamala Jr., wearing his ceremonial war mask, I guess, there at Dallas.
I think he stole that off the
And his
hockey
opponent
player.
from West Palm Beach, Florida, weighing in at 226 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Diamond Dan!
Here he is, the man you heard earlier, folks. He is making his way out here today's feature match. Diamond Dan, the man from Florida, taking on this big man.
Better not turn his back too much.
The big man from Uganda, Kamala Jr.
Now, this is a contrast of styles. This is definitely wrestler versus
What do you call it?
beast.
Wild man from the jungle, man. Kamala, he's just crazy. You saw him earlier. You saw him
and,
get
you know,
involved.
I'm not as scientific as Diamond Dan. I'll be the first one to admit it. Usually I don't get a chance to be. But with Kamala, I'm not sure Dan's going to get a chance to be. But if he's smart, he'll still try to out-wrestle him because Dan is not blessed with the size that I'm blessed with. And you don't want to get into a chopping match or a fight with this guy. Lord knows what kind of moves and tricks he knows that the monkeys taught him.
Well, and just one more thing on the outside that Diamond Dan has to contend with is that Damian Anderson, the manager, the only man who has seemed to be able to control, to get through, to communicate with Kamala Jr. here.
I'm still shocked that was a clean break.
And I'm not really sure how Damian has done it, whether he's beaten over there with some more taps on the mat to communicate with, but he's been able to direct Kamala Jr., and the man has wreaked havoc and terror here in the PWI. Always in a mess, always getting involved, as you saw earlier in that match with gentleman Johnnie Walker.
That Kamala Jr. is very powerful. Very
there, Diamond Dan.
chops or something else.
Diamond Dan turned his head there looking at Damian Anderson.
This guy's undefeated, Kamala Jr. Undefeated. The only matchup he has been involved with, there was a loss, was against my brother and myself. He didn't lose. It was Von Blitzcreig. that took the loss. This guy's undefeated.
So right, Dallas, and there he is right now. Seem to be coming out right in front here. Definitely going, as he's going to the throat of Diamond Dan. Viciously attacking his throat there. Damien with the big grin there on the far side of the ring, Dallas. Now Kamala takes.
Now what would happen
back
if
over
you
that
was
rope.
to get Damian Anderson to put together Kamala Jr. and El Diablo?
That would be one matchup.
How would you communicate to him? You need a flag for each hand.
And an interpreter. And with the fire of El Diablo and the unpredictableness of Kamala Jr., that would be one awesome tag team. Now Diamond Dan sets Kamala up. Kamala jumps over there. Diamond Dan takes him on over there, showing the power, showing the technique, using the leverage there. Oh, no! Diamond Dan picking him up for a body slam, and Kamala shifting his weight, bringing Diamond Dan down to the mat.
Like trying to lift the McDonald's franchise. I still say that's what's on his belly. Half of the arch.
Well, he could just about fit the gateway arch on there, Dallas.
Maybe he's a Rams fan.
Well, maybe Dallas or
Hey, last week the Colts got him.
yes, sir.
Indianapolis ought to be happy here.
Shipped him back home.
We
sent
won't
him
even
back
talk
to the
about
arch.
my Cowboys, and then they lost to the Indians. Oh.
Anyway, Johnny Lee keeping Damien at bay on outside the ring there as Diamond Dan takes the boot to that half moon there of that crescent on the stomach of Kamala Jr. Again, pounding away at the forehead of Kamala. And a flying clothesline takes him down there. Johnny Lee moving in there. Kamala kicking out on a 2 count.
That's not Dan's style, but he's got to do something to wear him down.
This Kamala just doesn't understand when he's taking a beating like that. You have to stay on top of him. You got to go at him 110%.
I'm not sure you can hurt him.
And if you did, I don't know if he'd
I don't think he'd
understand
know
what
it.
happened. Oh, and another vicious elbow. Dan going at him with everything he's got.
That was excellent. Landed right on the chin. Had his weight momentum going towards the man, and the other man's weight coming in and momentum. I know that stung.
Look at the crazy look we're seeing there on Kamala Jr.'s face there.
That's what Dan's got to do. He's mixing up, he's wrestling, and then he's kind of roughing it up, and then he's going back to wrestling. He's got to mix up the style, keep this man confused. Of course, that really shouldn't take a whole lot. Oh!
Oh, no. Now Diamond Dan actually throws him into the corner where Johnny Lee was standing now. Kamala's going to town on Diamond Dan, catching him in the throat, bringing him off his feet. Now he's got him draped over that middle rope.
Hey!
Choking away, and there's Damian Anderson.
Hey!
Damian Anderson, as he puts back in his pocket whatever that object was he hit Diamond Dan with. Diamond Dan, as he's working with him, raking the eyes, choking away at Diamond Dan. Kamala now continues to work at the throat of Diamond Dan. There you see him flame away as Kamala chokes. Now Kamala, a flying headbutt, jumping off the mat, coming down on the head of Diamond Dan.
Hey! Well, Dave, we're running out of time. I don't know if we're going to get the end of this matchup or not. Now you see Johnny Walker's out here at ringside. I think he's still a little upset from what transpired earlier.
Yes, he is. And there you see Diamond Dan stacking him up there. Just as Johnny distracts him outside. Diamond Dan stacks him up, gets a 3 count there by Johnny Lee.
And the winner,
He got him. Johnny Walker come out and distracted Kamala Jr. Wait a minute.